Yeah, there's the threat.
I don't know what the threat is, neither does anybody else in the stream, but they all heard that there's a threat.
Good, keep it that way. Hello, everybody.
Mysterious threat.
Directed at somebody? Welcome
Mostly
to World
at
at War.
each other.
Dire Bears Tuesday night, Scion 2nd edition actual play. We're a few people short tonight, but we shall carry on.
Miss you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last week there was some shenanigans.
A few.
You were all prepping to investigate Violetta's murder.
Mm-hmm.
But you got a little sidetracked by another attempted murder.
Yeah.
As two Scandinavian elves tried to assassinate Robert. Turns out they were
Sorry,
part
guys,
of a...
there's-
Pardon?
It's like, I'm sorry, guys. There's like 10 dogs outside.
It happens.
That doesn't sound like a problem.
Continue.
Yeah, at least they're outside. So
Mhm.
somebody's at least following my rules. So anyway, two elves jumped Robert at the little guild hall he's putting together. He killed one of them, ran one of them off. The rest of you showed up, hunted it down. And I had thought we were going to question it, but just slapped it out of a tree instead. And then fed it to a pet.
I regret nothing. Yet.
Yet.
I believe Sasha was able to question one of the dead elves.
Yep.
The undigested.
Actually, she questioned both of them, I think.
She did.
Did she? Okay.
The other, we saved the head.
Yeah, we
That's
made
right,
sure
that's
we
right.
made sure that they had the same information.
Mm-hmm.
And you found out there was a team of 4 actually sent to do this job.
Yep.
And the dead didn't know for sure, but kind of figured that the other 2 were probably staking out Robert's home.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all showed up there, killed one of them in the ensuing combat, and caught the other one. Questioning her pretty much verified that they'd been hired to assassinate Robert. They don't know exactly by who, but it was a woman with a southern accent.
Wasn't it daughter of,
Daughter of Surtur.
yeah. I was like, Serta, but that's not right.
Keep saying that.
Yeah.
These are things that happen.
I pronounce a lot of those names like the Marvel Comics spelled them. And the Marvel Comics adjusted the spelling of quite a few characters.
Mm-hmm.
They put an
They
A at the end of
really
Hell's name and all
did.
kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably Comic Code Authority related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, she answered your questions, under the agreement that she got to leave. Connor, was it a title Connor put on her, or did he put some sort of fate binding on her?
He fate bound her.
Okay. Which she recognized as a geese, but, same. It was essentially the same thing.
Mm.
Bad things happen if she double crosses.
Yep.
At which point she took her compatriot's body and split.
Yep.
Now you had also been notified that Sasha was going to be given a chance to question the bodies. Kind of with the understanding that she wasn't going to manhandle them or anything, but she doesn't need to do that. So
Ventriloquist act.
It's shadow puppets.
and I believe, well, whether I said it last time or not, they set up a time for her to show up the next day.
Yeah. Tellurius got in contact with the
phone number.
a phone number. Arranged a meeting.
We have Faux Connor staking it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's right, because that was across the lake,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
on kind of the outskirts of Othris. Is that how we decided we pronounce that?
I don't think we ever just officially decided, but sure, that sounds great.
Othris, yeah, that sounds fine. It's your world, dude.
Yeah, but it's an actual mountain in Greece it's named after, so I'm trying to get the next pronunciation right.
If you're going for the actual Greek, it's probably Othris.
I like the sound of that. We'll go with Othris.
Not a lot of sounds in Greek mythology.
No, not really. You get to the later period, you have a few names. Phocos. Anyway. So, yes, it was an old farmhouse on the outskirts of Othris. Didn't seem to be lived in at the moment. Didn't seem to be anybody there when Connor was staking it out. Or began staking it out. And through the night, nobody comes or goes. What time was Telarius' appointment?
I don't think we had it. I know we came up with a time. I don't remember the time. I want to say it was like afternoon the next day. Or no. It would have been evening the next day. That's what it was.
Okay. So
'Cause
it'll be after Sasha does her thing.
Right.
All right. That's really all I needed, which trying to remember what order. The order of operation, so to speak.
Yeah.
But, all right, so, and I want to say y'all got all this information probably early the next day. Or the day after fight. So anyway, so y'all are all up and stirring. The information's been passed around. The time for Sasha to be up there is, 11, so a little bit before lunch. Is there anything the party wishes to do before the party, like we're playing D&D? Anything the band wishes to do before the appointment?
We still have a couple weeks for have funerary details come up about Violetta, or has it still only been like a day and a half? So why are you looking?
It's been like a day and a half there.
Okay.
The police believe they've identified the shooter. That'd be something that would crop up fairly early in the news. Though they have not released his name yet.
Okay. Then no, Telarius is gonna be in their room. They're gonna look more into like some sort of sigil or like rune to, even if they have to make it up themselves, to look into fixing their, or keeping their technology away from prying eyes.
I think you and Sasha had already been researching that a little bit, so
we've been researching it.
Yeah.
We just haven't gotten to anything conclusive yet. So Telarius is gonna spend the first part of the morning looking into that some more. Now that they have now that thanks to Sasha they have a place to start from.
Okay. Robert is of course fixing up his guild hall and installing a security system.
Cameras everywhere.
And Jaden has some of her classes.
Amazing, she still has classes.
Well, it's the classes she teaches.
College.
Yeah. The semester was over, but yes, it's the classes she teaches, the wilderness wild stuff.
No, that's what I meant. I'm surprised that she still has classes.
Oh yeah, considering our bad PR.
Yeah.
She doesn't have as many students as she did.
Okay. There's still those couples holdouts that are like, well, she's done good by me.
There's just going to be like, once we're proven less guilty than we usually are, like vindication.
Less guilty than we usually are.
We're okay people. We're not.
You just add a dark elf to a dragon.
Yeah, but nobody recorded that, did they?
That we know of course.
You know.
All right, so Telerius is researcher. What is Sasha doing in the early part of the day?
She'll probably just send a quick text to her grandparents, check in with them, and Telerius has access to the roof, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm closer to it than most people.
She'll probably be like, hey, is the access to the roof open or safe? No one's gonna like throw tomatoes up there?
I can't promise they won't throw tomatoes, but they haven't wrecked my machine yet, so pluses and minuses.
Okay. She's
It's
just
high,
gonna
it's high enough they'd have a hard time a normal person would have a hard time throwing a tomato.
Just say
be
there's probably a spot like where it has like the access that you could just hide behind.
yeah. They'd have to like get like a t-shirt cannon to launch tomatoes up there. She's just gonna go up there.
Explode on impact.
Like meditate / pray, kind of. Probably not get the legend back because she doesn't really have anything else to sacrifice at the moment for it. And she hasn't been given any information as far as, go do this for me. But she's just going to go up there and kind of ruminate over the past couple days.
Okay. And what is Mr. Hughes doing?
I will be right back. Phone is ringing, of course.
2 things. One, the clone of him at the shrine is going to bring some peaches to the offering bowl for the Kadama. There's so many damn things to charge on my desk. Okay. And basically see if the Kadama pops up, talk to him.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people around, so the Kadama climbs down to fetch the peaches.
Hello.
Greetings, Connor.
I would like to get some insight as to a course of action we're taking.
I'm always happy to give you what advice I can.
Okay. And I'll be using the his knack roll basically to ask this stakeout we're setting up. Is it for Dixie, and whether or not it is or isn't, has the Oracle warned the person we're waiting for?
Okay, give me your knack roll.
Okay, I'm gonna
Oh,
spin to the momentum because
this is a good roll to do it on.
yeah, because it keeps failing until we
All
ask
right.
about the other band.
2 momentum.
It's like the Oracle's fucking with our dice and everything.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and use my athletics roll instead of academics just because it has the 2 extra dice on it.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank goodness for that.
Oh.
Okay,
So still
so
not a
it
great
succeeds.
roll, but that is a couple of successes, and you only have to have a success.
Yeah.
You got a 10 in there.
Yeah.
The Kadama is not an Oracle himself, so he can't say for sure that the Oracle has warned or not warned anybody.
Mhm.
But if the Oracle is related to the people that sent the assassins after Mr. Jones,
Mhm.
chances are good they would have alerted their cohorts about this.
Okay.
Now, of course, if they're not related, then it's anybody's guess. But
Right.
certainly luring you to a meeting far from your home, relatively speaking, would certainly be a good place to set up a trap. And if the Oracle knew who you were,
Okay.
I guess his advice being just be very leery.
Mm-hmm.
And remember when you're trying to be sneaky that, they may have someone that can simply see the future.
Right. And is it Dixie that we're meeting? We're supposed to be?
She has a grudge against your friend for. Did Dixie ever say what the grudge was about?
No,
No.
famously has not said anything about it.
Just that she had some sort of beef with your friend. This person that sent the assassins appears to have a beef because of their parentage.
Mhm.
Both have a dialect from the same part of the country. Were I the gambling sort, I would put my money on the two being the same. That is not, that's not the sort of proof you could take to a court or anything. But
yeah, I figured
that would be that would be the assumption I'd base my actions on.
Right. Well, it certainly helps. If nothing else. What I'm just kind of worried about is if he sort of looks around and see if there's anybody else around.
When you start looking around, the Kadama starts looking around.
He just wants to make sure. If it is the other band messing with us, or trying to drive us out, or force us to break apart, I'm concerned about how much damage that's going to cause to the city.
I suppose it depends on what their motivation is. If it's just a sort of jealousy, greed, they want the city to themselves, then, perhaps it wouldn't harm the city per se. On the other hand, if it's some nefarious purpose they wish to drive you away for.
Yeah. Things were so much easier when I was younger.
No, you were simply less aware of how complicated things were.
Yeah, that's fair. Still.
Ask your grandfather how easy it was when you were little. Start eating on another peach.
Right. I will be sure to do that. Alright, thanks.
Certainly. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to retreat back up my tree before the joggers start by. He starts climbing back up his tree. And sure enough, by the time you leave the park, the early morning joggers are out.
Yeah.
When you do this, is it like you give him a whole ass peach, or you like cut it in slices for him?
Just entire peaches.
So he's just taking a whole peach and go.
Well, sometimes he's biting on it,
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be too worried about peeling them.
No.
He does take the pits out.
Yeah, or you could just spit that out at some point.
Yeah. And he'll... And then real Connor, still with Shauna, will just sort of walk over and just flop down next to her and is like, well, eventful night, huh?
Yes, I liked it.
What'd you like about it?
Chasing, hunting, eating. Didn't get to fight much, though. Maybe next time.
Maybe. That's part of what I wanted to talk about, though.
Fighting?
Well, that's going to be a given. The chasing and hunting. That's not a problem usually. We do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I did want to get across, though, is normally eating people is not okay.
Weird, but okay.
Hmm.
Do people realize people are tasty?
There are some people that realize people are tasty, yes. And they're typically thrown in jail for it. Or institutionalized. But that's how do I put this?
She
I just
only eat bad people?
that's a gray area. I mean, I screw trying to pronounce their names. I'm just gonna use the Warhammer version. The Drakari, Dark Elves, whatever. Only reason I let you, or I told you to eat that one, is we were in a bit of a hurry. I didn't want any evidence of them in the forest. Normally, just eating sentient people is not okay.
What people are sentient?
Well, you are, for one. There's a famous phrase, I think, therefore I am. You're conscious of yourself and your own ego. That qualifies as sentience. Basically, anybody or anything that can think and rationalize for itself. That doesn't mean you can just like go out and hunt like people's dogs or anything either, though. Wildlife, like deer, or something like that, as long as it's in moderation, is fine. But
She kind of nods her head. Okay.
that's the main reason why I was buying meat for you when you were first hatched. That's all around a safer option for everybody. But hunting wildlife, like, wild rabbits, deer, things like that, if you feel like going fishing for whatever reason, I'm not sure if you can swim.
She shrugged.
Those are good substitutes for getting food. But eating like domesticated animals that people have, eating people, sentient thinking creatures, those are traditionally going to be no's.
No peoples, no pets.
Right. And the peoples includes things like, centaurs and creatures that can think and rationalize for themselves. I know centaurs kind of look like deer sometimes, but
What if I only ate the deer part?
it's still a part of them.
Hmm.
They kind of can't live without that.
But if I kill them in a fight, so they're already dead, can I eat the animal part then?
Traditionally, no.
Hmm.
But that would
She
be
looked
more
hopeful
of
when you
a-
hesitated for a second, and then you disappointed.
that would be a more of depend upon the circumstance kind of thing. Like I said, gray area.
So ask first.
Basically, yes. He'll like sort of like pick up her head and like scritch at her scales. You're growing really, really big pretty fast. Wouldn't surprise me if soon you hit your growth spurt and you got really big and probably capable of flying on your own.
Need to practice.
I think it might be because you're connected to me. But Dad always had a way with creatures, animals,
I'm people.
You are people. That's right. See? You're learning.
Spruce isn't people.
S-
But he's a pet, so I still can't eat him.
Correct. What's important for you to remember is when you get big, you start flying on your own, flying over the city, that kind of thing. It wouldn't surprise me at all if your instincts pretty much decided to latch onto the city as your quote unquote domain, your home, the place that you kind of rule. What's important to remember is it's better to rule over people that love you than people who fear and hate you. Which is a change from the usual phrase, which I learned from Gramps. I'm not the best at following it myself, but what he told me was at the end of your life, it's better to die in the arms of those that loved you than by the hands of those that hate you. Does that make sense?
Sure. You're getting very philosophical with a child.
Yeah. Okay, let me
But
put it
stuff
this
smells better when it's afraid.
way. It might smell better, but that doesn't mean it's right.
The person last night had been afraid.
And they were. The person last night was an active enemy combatant that was trying to kill us.
Bad
That fell
person.
into that gray area, in which case I allowed. It won't happen all the time and probably won't happen often. But there might be times where I will.
So I get to eat cold dead meat.
Well, when you start getting used to your fire, you can heat it up. It would still be dead, but it'd be warm.
She doesn't seem enthused. But you seem to have locked her down on the whole don't eat people without permission.
Yeah. Yay. I am sometimes potentially a good parent.
And we all know how good kids obey when the parent isn't looking.
Yeah.
Man, people just keep going missing in Connor's neighborhood. What could be happening?
Anyway. That's all he had. Although he will send, once he gets the memories from his clone, he'll send a group text and say, fair warning, if the Oracle is with whomever we're staking out, it's entirely possible that she is going to be warned.
So should I you're just smash cut to Hilarious halfway through like peeking a wig, and they're just like, do I even need to bother dressing up?
I still would in case that they aren't connected. But I just wanted to warn you on the off chance that they are, then there will likely be forewarning happening.
Thumbs up emoji.
I don't know if an Oracle's power entirely works on me basically disappearing, but it might just be a visual reduction as opposed to hiding from supernatural senses. I'm not entirely on the up and up on how that works.
Thumbs down emoji.
So they might know there's a me hiding there already.
Two thumbs down.
Frowny face.
Poop emoji.
What am I gonna do with you?
It's not even like the emoji. It's just like the words because Hilarious is doing like talk by text.
Good grief. Alright. That's the extent of what he had to say about that. Just warn the group that it's a possibility.
Okay.
The group has been warned.
That's all I had to do for the morning.
All right, so time eventually rolls around for y'all to head to the moor, or at least Sasha's got to head to the moor. I don't know what the rest of y'all want to do.
I'd go with Sasha.
Yeah, should be like if anyone wants to come along, we can. What all do we have to do today aside from this and the evening activities?
I'm gonna. You're muted, or I cannot otherwise hear you, buddy.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you're texting us. Okay. Yeah, you're good. Hilarious is like, I'm gonna eat before I go there. Just on the off chance I lose my luck.
Before we go to the morgue, or.
You're right. I should eat after.
Yeah, lunch after.
Okay.
Sometimes people have different reactions to different things. I mean, you've seen me talk to dead people. You didn't throw up then.
Didn't know I was a dead person. It was a spirit.
Fair enough.
I just turn around and you're just talking to somebody. Like, oh, she has Bluetooth in. Okay.
She's either on her cell phone or lost her mind. One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Both are possible. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So yeah.
Connor, are you coming?
Yeah, why not? I'll just ride along with you, although a lot of my power is currently occupied. And he'll have his third clone stay with Shauna.
Shauna, do you want us to bring you back anything? No dead bodies or anything like that.
Something shiny?
Can arrange shiny. And off they go.
All right, so you make it to the moor without any trouble. And it's attached to one of the police stations. Probably the main one. Now you go down there and the head mortician's there. Charles Stidham. Write that down so I don't forget it. When you walk in, he seems to recognize you as soon as you walk in. Miss Odell, we had the appointment set up for you.
Thank you very much. Generally only have to do a small touch to them. Is there somewhere you would prefer them to be touched as a, or do you just...
just touch them on the arm. I'll note where you touched them so we know. And we've already gone over them for any kind of prints or DNA. So
okay, just...
Does it have to be skin to skin, or could you wear one of these gloves? Pops the glove he's wearing.
I can try with the glove, of course.
Okay. He points you over to the box on the wall. It's got the little, like you do in hospitals or whatever. You just pull it out.
Yeah, gets the glove, snaps it on. Are they just all like laying out, or?
Right now you're in kind of this front office area,
Okay.
and then you've got kind of the like colder room in the back. It's got the examining tables and the big cabinets that they keep them in.
Okay. She will motion for him to lead the way.
Oh, please, just through here. It's through those little swing doors. Gentlemen, if you wouldn't mind, waiting out here. And he walks over and pulls back a little curtain, and there is like an observation window where you can see into the examination room from the office. They just got like I said, curtains to, to block it off if they're really having to get in depth on something.
Is it touch the glass? Is it glass? Is it plexiglass?
It's probably regular glass.
Just in case Connor has to bust through it.
Well, the swinging doors aren't,
When
Just in
have
case
we?
Connor has to bust through it.
When has Connor ever used a door when one is available? Versus like going through a window.
Well, that's usually when they're up off the ground a few floors. That way it's impressive.
This is fair.
I mean, he's never busted the window at his granddad's spot, even though it's got a big front window.
Because his granddad would whoop his ass.
Yeah.
Right there in front of the students and everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Charles leads you in there. Which body would you like to see first?
You have, believe, Miss Sandquist, the person that was riding with her, and the shooter, correct?
Correct. We have her, the driver, and the assailant.
Do we have the assailant's name? Am I allowed to know that?
It's kind of like, It hasn't been publicly released yet, I don't believe.
I can sign something to the effect that I will not release my knowledge of it until it has been released to the public.
Let me call up. We'll let you do the examination, and then I'll call up my superior, the captain, to make sure it's all right. I think they're planning to release the name later today anyway, so it probably won't be a problem.
Then I'll start with the driver first, if we are going to be waiting to see if I can know the assailant's name. Sometimes knowing a name can help.
Was Jack Doyle the driver? That's the name I've got written down. Oh well, irregardless, you know the driver's name, whatever it was.
Okay.
If it becomes necessary. So he walks over there. He slides that one open. And he rolls it back. And the driver had essentially been shot in the back of the head. Kind of over to one side. Like somebody had pulled up next to him. It was through the driver's.
Yeah. All right. She will try the tap on the arm with the glove on. It doesn't say there has to be skin-to-skin contact. So it should work.
The head kind of, from your point of view, you guys watching from the other room don't really see the body do anything, but what Sasha sees is the head roll over and open its eyes.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I have a few questions for you, if you would not mind.
Oh, sure. Where am I?
At the moment, temporarily speaking with me, someone who wants to find justice for your untimely demise. Where you go after that, I do not know. I suppose that depends on your beliefs.
Oh, yeah, I think I was somewhere warm. And it was like singing. kind of cold here.
It is, unfortunately. We'll make sure that you go back there soon.
Oh, okay. What can I do for you?
You were with Miss Violetta. Do you know Miss Violetta well?
I've worked for her for 3 years now.
Okay. Has she encountered any people that wish to do her harm recently because of what she has been reporting? Did she speak any on that? Or has there been anyone coming to the station wanting to cause trouble?
Just recently there's been a couple of crank calls. Like, you know, where she's kind of been in defense of and he kind of looks at you. I guess you and your band.
Did they ever track down?
You are one of those Ignis people, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But you know, I mean, y'all been getting some bad press, but she'd been kind of keeping her channel positive. So you know, she had a few people that like really didn't like you calling up. But I mean, it wouldn't. I don't. She never said there was anything about death threats or anything. Just crank calls.
Okay. No one showed up at the station or anything like that. Didn't have any old enemies that would wish her harm.
Running a business like she does, I'm sure she's got people she's cheesed off, but
not to the point of chasing her down in the street and mowing her down.
No, nothing like that. At least nothing she mentioned to me about, you know. And she wasn't carrying any extra security around with her or anything.
Yes, probably not expected by her either.
Is that what happened? Did somebody shoot us?
Unfortunately.
Well, I hope they get the guy.
That is what we are hoping to do. Bring them to, if not a slow, painful death, then to at least law.
Okay. I'd vote law, I guess.
We'll see how it goes. But we will try to turn them over to the proper authorities should they cooperate.
Okay, so is there anything else I can do for you? I mean, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
I think I remember. I remember coming out of the station and getting in the car. We were headed off somewhere, some meeting or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's. I'm sorry. It's all a haze after that.
No. It's all fine. It's all fine. Is there anyone that you would like me to pass a message on to?
Well, you know, I guess you could tell my wife I loved her, but I mean, she knows that, but you know.
Yeah.
It'd be a nice little something to pass on, I guess.
Something that only you and she would know, so that she will believe that I've spoken to you. Perhaps a nickname.
Left side of our bedroom closet. There's a loose floorboard she doesn't know about. I already had her Christmas gift bought and stashed in there.
I think she would enjoy that very much. I'll let you get back to your singing.
Okay.
I hope you enjoy it.
When you tell her take tissue, she's a crier.
I'll make sure to pack some. Rest well.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Hope everything works out for you.
I do as well.
The head relaxes back into the position you originally seen it in.
Immediately Sasha's like, yeah. Okay.
Charles just staring at you like.
It's odd, I know. What do you see? Because
I just see you talking to the body. But there's. He goes, with the hair on the back of my neck stood up as soon as you touched him. It's like there was. It's like I could. It's like something.
It's weird.
He catches you. It's like there was another presence in the room.
To a point, there was. Not for long. He's gone back where he was destined to.
the light tapping on the observatory, just like
What?
just a thumbs up and a thumbs down.
So anyway, Charles is. It's like he watches the body closely as he covers it back up and then slides the shelf back in.
Sasha just kind of shrugs, like, I don't know.
Look at Connor and be like, she doesn't know.
So Charles is like, who would you like to speak to next?
Have we gotten word back on the driver?
This was the driver.
If I can... No, I mean, the assailant. If I'm allowed
He's
to
like,
know their
"Oh,
name.
I'm sorry. He steps over the phone. I started watching you talk to him.
I suppose Violetta next then, while you were calling.
Oh, he pulls her drawer out, pulls it back.
Can't look at this one.
Yeah, Sasha's like squaring shoulders, like, I am not going to have a breakdown.
Immediately has breakdown.
No, inwardly she's been having a breakdown for like the past 4 weeks.
But he he pulls the covers down to like here and kind of uncovers one arm, and then quickly kind of double steps over to the phone.
Whisper to Connor, like,
Tapped her.
why
So
is
he
the-
does
why
use
is
the one in the room y'all are in as opposed to stepping back into the office.
Yeah, he's still watching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She taps Violetta on the arm.
I'm just whispering to Connor, why is he on the phone? Is he about to? Something is about to happen.
Well,
And the phone's right by the window, so y'all it's like y'all are on opposite sides of the window while he's talking on the phone, so it's not.
Mm.
And it,
I want to listen. I want
it's
to.
not it doesn't look like a real emotional conversation. It's just kind of like he's rattling something off and he's listening.
Oh,
Uh,
just gonna keep listening in on that just in case.
But Sasha, you touch
Clarice has
Violetta,
her ear up against the window.
and she kind of gives a start, like you startled her.
Sorry. It's just me.
Oh.
Hi.
How long have I been out?
A bit. You're
Wait a
a bit more
second,
than out,
this-
Miss
This
Violetta.
isn't a hospital. Damn it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I saw him. She rattles off the
Let's-
driver's name. I saw him take a shot, and I think I was trying to get out of the car.
They didn't release many details about it.
She kind of lifts the. It was like got me all up and down the side.
The gentleman that shot you
How's
shot
my
himself
face?
after. Beautiful as ever.
All right. She's like, all right. I wanted an open casket funeral at least.
We'll make sure it's fantastic. Did you happen to get a look at the person?
I'm sure I did, but
Don't recall.
no. The last thing I remember clearly is seeing my driver's shot. Like I said, I think I was scrambling to try to get out of get out on the other
Yeah.
side of the car to use the car as cover. But
Has anyone been threatening you recently? Your driver spoke that there'd been some prank calls, but didn't know of anything more serious.
People calling in, not liking my coverage of or my network's coverage of your band, and kind of the typical hotheads. A few of them were vaguely threatening. Talking about how maybe my station should burn down like the other station did. Nothing. I mean, we passed those sorts of things on to the police, but nothing we were taking too serious.
Yes. Looks over at the guy at the phone. Do you have that name yet?
And he has just hung up, basically right before you turned around to look. He goes, yes. Okay. Eric, you're really good with names. Chris Flanagan. Does that name mean anything to you?
Wasn't he overseas?
Was he overseas?
I think he was part of the.
No.
No,
Chris,
not in this
Chris,
campaign.
Chris Flanagan was the head of the Merc unit.
Yes, all right. I got the right name then. Excellent. So yes,
Oh
he,
no!
he gives you the name Chris Flanagan.
Oh,
Oh, Otter's in the chat.
What?
Hey, Otter.
Would Sasha have remembered that name or known that name? Since
She would have probably heard the name at some point because I want to say Connor did introduce the mercenaries to most everybody.
Yeah, and two of them traveled with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and Flanagan was one y'all talked to in the hospital
Yep.
after beating him up.
Fantastic. All right. She doesn't let that show. She's definitely filing that away to be prepared for when that sheet comes off. Do you happen to know the name Chris Flanagan?
That does sound. Wasn't he working for your friend Connor?
A
One
long
of the
time
guys that
ago.
disappeared with when the werewolves attacked or whatever.
Yes, he disappeared because of the werewolves. We had imagined that the werewolves killed him.
Why would he have been the one to?
Considering that he shot himself in the head shortly after shooting both you and your driver, we're thinking there may be something more than just derangement at work.
No, I mean, I recognize his name because he was working for your friend. Other than that, though, I don't know him.
Okay. All of the prank calls were not of a serious nature and were passed on to police, so I imagine they would be following up. Is there anything we can do for you? You've done so much for us, and we couldn't keep you safe. Can we pass on any message to someone that may still be here?
No, I have. I already had arrangements made for that sort of thing.
Understandable. We'll make sure to find the bastards that did it, though.
I'd appreciate that. And don't take them out too quickly.
Oh, absolutely not.
So,
Well,
where do I go from here?
I think that all depends on you.
I've never really followed any of your folks specifically. I mean, I've tried to be a decent person, but
In the end,
where do the unaligned go?
that is the great mystery. There are many religions that believe what you've done in life weighs where you go. If you've been a good person, tried to help others, you find peace. If you've actively tried to cause harm, strife, division, you get that as your punishment afterwards.
Well, if I wind up in front of some animal-headed people, I may drop your name. I'm just gonna warn you ahead of time.
If you happen to stand in front of someone that has someone that looks like Smoochums beside them, you're welcome to drop my name.
And maybe some.
If you happen to see a woman, tall, dark skin, black hair, very stern, mention my name to her. She might let you stay at her home.
Okay.
Rest well, Violetta. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
It was a pleasure, dear.
Pleasure was ours.
And
Breaks the
she lays
connection.
back and relaxes back into position.
Okay.
I feel like that's in character.
In character, there's like visible shoulder slumping, like. Okay.
Charles kind of stepped forward. Are you he kind of he's hesitantly reaching for the blanket to cover her back up.
Yeah, go.
Right.
She's not here anymore.
Once you give him the nod, he goes ahead. It was just, from your half of the conversation, it sounded like it was wrapping up. So.
Yeah.
Oh, he.
May I, for a moment, just to prevent any broken windows or sudden surprises, just step back outside for a moment?
Certainly.
Thank you. I'll mostly just poking my head out the door.
Okay.
Pokes her head out the door. Connor.
Yeah?
You're not allowed to break the window or anything once I uncover this third body.
Why?
Chris Flanagan.
The wall cracks under the pressure of his hand.
No.
She literally said not to do that.
Must said don't break the window. I never said anything about the door. That was my own fault. Do you want me to ask what happened with the werewolves?
Yeah.
Is there anything else, aside from the obvious questions about why the hell he's shooting Violetta and her driver?
Who he's working for now. What happened to him and the rest of the van, rest of his company.
Okay.
And why he did it.
Naturally. Just, I'll report it all back. Don't... If you need to leave the room, just leave the room. You won't see me doing anything.
I know.
Kind of shoulder pat, goes back into the room. All right, third time's a charm.
Did Charles hear the wall crack?
He had a little reaction like, what is... And he was like, standing far enough back that he's obviously trying not to eavesdrop, but there's curiosity written all over his face. And a little concern.
Nothing to be worried about.
Not yet.
Oh, Sasha's like, this is gonna get out in the news of some kind.
Oh yeah, it's someone that used to work for us is now shooting people up.
Mm-hmm. All right. Bearing in mind that he used to work for Connor and may know what she looks like, she is going to kind of change her appearance just enough to not look like Sasha. Nothing like, not trying to look like anybody in particular, just,
Just generically not yourself.
generically not Sasha. Like, if she saw someone on the way here, she just kind of mashes a couple people together.
So yeah, Charles had walked over to the drawer, unlatched it, started pulling back, glances over at you, and like drops his clipboard and steps away from you.
It's still me. I'm still Sasha Adele. This is just a precaution.
For what?
The supernatural is weird, man.
He kind of glances out the window at the other two, and doesn't see any major reactions, emotional reactions out of them. Seeing you shift or whatever. So picks up his clipboard. Oh, okay.
Fun story to tell later at the bar.
Finishes pulling the. Ain't nobody gonna believe any of this anyway.
I don't know.
Now he shot himself in the head, so it's a bit of a mess. I mean, we've
Probably.
cleaned up what we can, but it's
It's still a head wound. I've Unfortunately, I think I've seen worse at this point.
And I'm sure you fought monsters and stuff, so I'm just,
I appreciate the warning.
it's cement floor, so you're going to be sick. Just turn away from the body. That's all I'm saying.
Understood.
And he flops the covers on down.
Oh, players in the other room.
Oh yes, I should have warned your buddies. Oh well.
Oh, you hear it very loud. Oh,
About to say,
God
if
damn
they
it.
can, if he can see Connor appears to have no visible reaction whatsoever. This is a Tuesday.
It
But,
is. There's no tacos involved, though.
Oh.
Just lots of brain matter.
But if they hadn't given you this guy's name, there's not enough face left to recognize.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, from like nose up and all. The mouth is still more or less.
He can still talk. Hopefully.
Maybe.
Tap at his shoulder. Christopher Flanagan, I have some questions for you.
Who is this?
An interested party. They have a +3 attitude to me when I resurrect them, just so you know.
Okay.
Well, not resurrect them, but, invite them onto the party line.
You've also got that whole spirit sense sort of thing, don't you?
Mm-hmm. The Death Purview.
That's going haywire right now.
Can see and communicate with ghost shades and other forms of undead that are normally imperceptible or incomprehensible.
Okay. So when he throws the covers back, everybody kind of sees that. He starts talking about the reaction. There's already a spirit present.
That's before she taps?
Before she taps.
Then she's not... If she did... Then she would wait until she can talk to that spirit. She's going to talk to the... She's not going to tap to try and talk to the body first. She's going to talk to whatever's there first. To whom am I speaking?
So if you started speaking to it, it would ask you who you were.
I just don't give out my name willy-nilly. I'm a little smarter than that.
Delirious, you see the corpse's lips moving.
Oh!
Charles is flat out gone WTF and is like backpedaling towards the door.
God, that's harrowing.
That's new. They usually don't respond like that.
What
No,
the?
they
Stop
don't.
looking around like, what's going on?
To Sasha, nothing about this seems to be particularly unusual.
What's going... Why is this
Connor-
eliciting a
Connor
reaction?
Connor picks his
He's
head
the-
in.
Charles
We can
is
see
starting
the
to
lips
hyperventilate.
moving.
Mr. Dale, he's talking to you.
The lips always... Oof.
We never
see it.
see that. We see it.
Okay. Can
When
you hear-
Charles says, Miss Adele, I can see it talking, the whole body lunges up at you.
She tries to hit it with an elbow.
Give me an initiative roll.
All right.
I've already-
This is great, guys.
I have
God.
already rolled. I
Damn it.
pre-rolled this guy,
Quick.
so
Quick question. Before, is there anything occulty that she would know that could cause this, considering her specialty is death and spirits? Could she do a quick, messy occult roll?
let's go ahead and handle the initiative in this initial.
Cool.
Whether he puts his hands on you or not.
0.
All
No,
right.
1.
Question.
0.
I did say Connor had peeked his head around the corner. Am I allowed to make a roll as well?
Yeah, y'all go ahead.
We're all rolling.
I was already rolling. I was like, there's no way that she's not doing, at least a round.
All right, so
And Sasha without her sword right now, because they went to a police station, so she's like, probably shouldn't bring the big... Oh, yeah, no sword, no smoochums, no gun.
Hilarious has their flashlight. It just looks like a flashlight.
all right, so it's
So we have 5 momentum because I rolled a 0.
3.
yeah, he'd spent 2 of them.
I spent 2 to ask.
Oh.
I spent
Okay,
2
I
to
didn't know,
ask the
sorry.
Kadama. Is this Dixie that we're waiting on and whether it is or not, would the Oracle have warned them? And then the Kadama's like, they both have grudges against Robert. They both have the same accent. If I was a betting person, I would bet it's the same person.
Good to know.
So yeah,
All right, so
Connor
3
goes
momentum.
busting in the room. As the corpse is sitting up and lunging at Sasha.
Okay.
A player, one of you goes first, and then he goes. So which one of you wants to go first?
1 second. I want to see if I have anything that's gonna.
Okay.
Narratively speaking, it should be Sasha.
Narratively, but yeah. I'm going to try to just take a swing at him, and when I take that swing, I'm going to use one of the knacks that's in Flatlander, not the disappear one, but the stutter time. It forces the target of your attack to suffer a penalty and their initiative equal to the successes you spend on the stunt. So anything above their defense, I can knock their initiative down by that many points.
So if you roll well enough, you could knock his ass in the next week, literally.
Yes.
Yeah, or at least long enough to get some more people in the room.
All right, give me a roll.
Secretly Time Lords.
Yeah, liminal. Dexterity close combat. I don't have the sword on me, so I don't have my enhancement, and it's not a bonus for sword. I'm gonna roll and probably spend a momentum.
You're still connected to the sword, so I guess it'd be a DM rule if you.
I'm going to say you'd have to have it on you.
Okay.
That works for me.
If somebody took it away from you, for example, you wouldn't have be getting a bonus from.
Alright,
so you are spending
dexterity close
momentum?
combat. Yeah, I'm gonna just do 1 momentum.
Okay.
No whammies, no whammies. And then
All the whammies.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay.
Well, again.
Oh yeah, because you. Ooh. Okay, for those that can't see the dice roller, she got 3 successes on the initiative roll, and then on her momentum die, she rolled a 10, so she re-rolled. And she rolled a 10, and then she re-rolled. So she's rolled 3 10s.
And rolled another 10.
You keep rolling for as long as it keeps coming up 10s.
Okay. It's the best of times, and then like the worst of times, but I'll take 3 10s in a row.
Jesus.
I'll take that. So, 6 successes?
Mhm.
All right, 6 successes. Well, I don't say the what. Mr. Flanagan's defense is a 3. So without that momentum, you'd have broken even and not really shifted him around anywhere. With that, you've got 3 extra successes, and if you pump them,
Yep.
that's
And
enough to
two.
make
Oh.
him go last in the initiative order.
Fantastic.
Which I
Except it's
assume works is basically for the rest of the combat.
Yeah, basically, well, here, I'll link it in the thing.
I'll just put him as going at -3.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it sounds more like it is just the.
It's for the remainder
It's
of the
just for
combat.
the round. Well, no, because
No, it doesn't say anything about the round. It says if they've already gone that round, it takes effect at the start of their next turn.
okay, so you couldn't knock them past where the initiative current is, where they'd accidentally go again. Okay, I see. I see. So yeah, his initiative is just effectively last at this point.
Okay. She's going to be like, don't cause any further damage. Restrain him.
So yeah, he sits up and you see her just kind of reach out and tap him, and then he's like moving slow.
Thematically, that works.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe he kind of stutters back, or it's like a slight rewind, and then he starts back up.
Like that weird glitch effect.
Yeah, because this is all happening pretty quickly, so it's not like there's a lot of time to examine him going in slow motion. All right, but the other two of you get to go now.
She's going to assume Talarius is recording.
Even Charles get to go before this. This guy gets to go.
Jeez. Connor is going to zip in and
Restrain, don't cause further damage.
Poke him out with the staff.
no, he's going to keep the staff hidden. But it is on him because it's in its little pin form. How easy would it be to rip the table out of the wall?
No.
Well, the little shelf thing. With epic strength.
With his epic strength.
I wouldn't think it would be too hard with epic strength.
You gotta pay for that shit, man.
Okay.
You'd have to get. I'd probably have you make a strength roll, maybe with your athletics or with your epic strength.
It'd be athletics might.
Let's see here. Yeah, might rather than strength. Yeah, whatever. All this renaming stuff for no reason. All right.
You're good.
Let's see. Where is your epics at?
It's in purviews.
Oh, yes, okay.
I automatically get a +1 scale, so.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, with 5 dice and a scale bump.
Well, might athletics is 10 dice with scale bump and general enhancement.
So yeah, you'd probably rip it out of the wall without getting too much trouble.
Okay, so are we gonna just wave the roll or just cinematic it?
Let's just cinematic because this thing is not that. If you were trying to just push it down and crush it, the table's designed to hold a lot of weight. But as far as yanking it out really hard, it's not really designed to take that kind of abuse.
He's gonna out of the wall, and I'm gonna attempt a might close combat against the zombie in Farai. Walking Dead, whatever you want to call it. Zombigan, yeah.
Just restrain.
Yeah, no. That is. See, since I'll be utilizing strength with the table, that is 8 successes.
Okay.
Which leaves me with what, 5?
Well, yes. Because this was the guy with the 3. Yeah.
I think you said his defense was 3.
Yeah. His defense is 3.
Okay, I'm going to use all 5 successes. This is why I said like he's getting the strength, the scale from epic strength for what he's going to be doing with this table. Is he's basically using all those successes to establish a grapple to basically bend the table around him. Basically,
so you kind of fold the table like a hammock, like a hammock kind of envelops the person when they lay in it. You kind of fold in the middle around him like that.
Oh, it is Taco Tuesday.
It's a dead guy burrito.
It is Taco Tuesday.
Basically, that's what he's doing with the table. Just to lock him in to keep him from like going after anybody else, since he was told to restrain.
Hamburger or hot dog?
Pigs in a blanket.
Yeah. That's would be hot dog.
Okay.
So you're just doing it. You're doing it like that long ways on the table. But I picture this big rectangle. You just fold the rectangle over him.
So that's basically what he's doing. Is he's using all 5 of the successes to establish a grapple by with the table.
Yeah.
Talarius, what are you doing?
I ain't doing shit.
Talarius is like, what the fuck?
In and just get a better angle, and just be like, "What the fuck, Connor?" That's their turn.
Can I, as a free action, go to Charles and say, sorry about the table?
You can look
We're
up at him and do
paying
that.
for that.
But the second his turn comes up, that clipboard goes flying. He turns and he's just bolting for the swinging door. He is screaming at the top of his
fuck.
lungs. He's in full panic mode.
Well,
You would
we've
think
terrified.
You would think someone who like looks at the dead for a living would be a little more desensitized to this sort of thing.
So yeah,
Larry,
he
especially the
hits
dead don't do this.
he hits the swinging door. He runs out.
The dead don't do this.
Connor and Talarius, you see him trip. Like he got tangled over his own feet or something. He kind of goes down.
I'm gonna run over to him.
What Sasha sees, and when y'all glance back at the body in the burrito, you'll notice it's gone limp.
Oh boy.
You see the shimmering form of Chris Flanagan leap out of the body.
Does it look like Chris Flanagan leaping out? Like it's definitely him?
Yes. But the, and this is going to sound funny because he's a dead guy, but he doesn't look very healthy.
Well, yeah.
Eyes are sunken in. He
kinda
looks
like-
like he was in a bad way before he died. But
As he's
but he
running,
goes,
can she try something?
you've had your turn.
Damn.
This is
Okay.
him getting his turn.
Understood.
So he sort of comes up out, of the middle and his body, and runs through. And where they see him trip, you see Flanagan slam into the back of Charles, and Charles goes falling down. You're pretty sure you
Grab
saw
him.
Chris kind of drifting into Charles as knocked him down.
Okay. So she can, knowing what she knows about death and all that, and spirits, she can assume that Chris Flanagan is now in that body.
Yes.
She is. Okay. Activates Sekim's Blaze. And says, Chris Flanagan, stop.
All right. What is the roll for that?
I should really write this down. Presence plus legend versus resolve plus legend.
All right.
So I will roll presence and culture because my culture is a 3.
Gotcha.
Let's hope I didn't burn all my good rolls. That's still not bad.
Let me check the legend of. No, not the minions. That's not who.
It says if I knows their name. Oh wait, 1 second. That's if I get them. It adds 2 points to their attitude. So I don't know if that causes a complication.
Wow. That's a whole lot of 6s and nothing higher than a 6.
You have really good luck with Sekim's Blaze.
I love that. I just love it.
So yeah, you got your 2 successes and he didn't roll any. So he freezes for a moment.
She's done. Does she get like action and movement? Because she's gonna run over there and try to grapple the doctor.
Is using the
Oh, it's-
blaze an action?
It doesn't say. It's a boon. You manifest the power of the energy of your living soul, brilliant light shining from your eyes, exerting dominance over all you behold. Targets must flee or is cowed into submission and ceases hostility. If you know their name, you treat their attitude as 2 points higher for the rest of the scene.
That's simple action.
Simple action.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it does right there say action simple. Okay, I can read, guys, I promise.
I have my doubts.
I do too some days. So if she can go over there, she is going to try to at least get in front of to prevent any more running.
All right, so with the simple action, that is, if you wanted to try to grapple him, that would require you to have made a multiple action roll.
Okay, and I didn't. So she's just going to try and get over in front of...
But yeah, you can definitely shout that at him, activate the blaze, and then run. Run over to him.
Yeah, she's going to... And she's keeping, like, trying to force eye contact. He jumped, and like yelling, he jumped into this guy's body.
All right, and then we go back to the top of the order.
It's a wild spirit chase.
I hate when she does
Or
that.
actually, I take that back. That would have been Sasha.
That was the first person.
Yeah. All right, but each of you get to go.
Players slowly following, like, I hate when she does it.
Which, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They need to have a talk about that later.
Like going like this, moving forward.
Did the doctor make it out of the door to the rest of the precinct?
No, he went through the swinging doors that separated the actual kind of cold room from like the office area. So he is in the room you and Tellarius or Connor and Tellarius were waiting in.
Okay. Connor's just gonna... I'll use Mike Close Combat. Four successes.
All right, his defense is a 3. That gives you 1 extra to play with.
I'll grapple.
Gently snuggle the doctor.
Basically.
All right, so how many successes are you putting into the grapple?
I only have 1.
Okay.
If his defense is a 3, that's all I got.
Okay.
Sarah up in here stealing all my dice.
Honestly, I didn't mean to, guys. I'm sorry. I'll give back the 10s later.
Give me 1 sec. I was actually gonna do something specific.
Okay.
I'm going to imbue a legend, and using my chaos purview, I'm going to make a marvel for the rest of the police station. They're just getting calls off the hook, so that no one comes by.
It's all asking if the
They're just-
refrigerator's running.
It's just all sorts of weird calls coming in. We'd like to
Okay.
talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
Or people complaining about their neighbor, or just
Yeah, it's just every
it's
single
random.
stuff.
It's just random, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Is this Krusty Krab?
It's like gonna be this weird 15 minutes that they're talking about the rest of the week.
Yeah, it's just gonna be
It was just a
So they're
weird
just-
rush we had.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's almost noon. People are the rush of people who have bullshit going on.
It's a weird lunch hour.
Mhm.
So that is what I will do.
But given the nature of Marvels, it's all going to be legit stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff that could have stuff that would probably have happened regardless, just spaced out a little more, and it's just going to hit all at once.
Just hitting all at once.
The time.
It's a full moon in the middle of the day.
Exactly.
What have you done? What have you done?
Werewolves.
To the point where they have to actually get more people in to handle the phones.
All right, so that is all of you,
Mhm.
and then I rolled for a new person that's involved. So your Marvel is going to stop a flood of police from coming down here.
Correct.
However, there were already 2 out in the hallway.
Yeah, makes sense.
Calls coming in is going to stop them when they heard somebody screaming. So 2 officers come running in. They heard Charles scream. They heard some others shouting. When they stepped through the door, Connor is basically bear hugging this guy. Or getting him some kind of arm lock if he's doing,
No, he's basically just like holding him by the shoulders, because he only had one success.
Okay.
So I figured that's about all he could get. He looks over and was like, "Hey, that body jumped to life. He's freaking out. Trying to calm him down here a bit."
Sasha's
show you a
sitting there
movie
looking
if you want.
all, and Sasha's sitting there looking supernaturally freaky.
Yeah.
Sasha, like, we ask you to indulge us for a moment.
So
We can
their
show you the
guns come
video.
out.
Of course.
All right, and they don't immediately start firing though. It's all freeze. Let go of the doctor.
Let me put my hands in my pocket. I can get my phone. You can look. It's
There's
fucking weird.
One of the officers is slowly. It's not your action yet.
Yeah.
So you start reaching for your pocket.
Sasha will let Talarius go first to do that.
Well, hang on.
Well,
Yeah, no.
Chris gets to go.
Mhm.
no, he doesn't. I don't know why, but he just doesn't.
So Charles goes kind of limp in your arms. Not like a fall down limp, unconscious limp, but where he was kind of struggling a little bit. He just kind of stops. He looks confused. It's like he has to clear his vision, and then he kind of looks at Connor, who's just right up in his face.
Sasha,
Mr.
where'd he
Hughes?
go?
Sasha, you see him jump into one of the cops.
God.
Into the cop.
Which one?
Points out which one it went into.
Probably the one that proceeds to shoot at Sasha. Now, let's see, what's his... Yeah. Now, he's taking a penalty to the dice for the, jumping is basically he's basically taking a multiple action. The police officer is an inconsequential character, so there's no resistance rolls.
F this guy. Did the Seconds Blaze take effect? Because he would have had to sit his ass down. Because she did say Chris Flanagan. Stop.
It was a spirit and not like the bodies.
Yeah, because she addressed the spirit, not...
I'm going to burn attention.
Okay. She can do this all night. She's gonna until she gets shot.
Times.
All right, so we got 3 successes. What's your defense?
I'm gonna roll to add to it.
Heck.
All right, go right ahead.
It's what, stamina, just straight stamina.
Yes, that's one of any of your resistance stats.
That has my most dice, so we're gonna go with that. It's 2.
All right, so that still means he hit. So take a damage.
I take it in the armor.
Okay.
It's like, what the
And the other officer is like, he heard what you shouted, and then his buddy is just, where he basically had Connor covered because Connor was the one actually holding the guy, and then he suddenly just turns and starts shooting at the admittedly freaky looking lady. But the other officer's like, basically shout at him to stand up,
Sasha... No, it's not her turn. Never mind. I was gonna say she'd yell
We're back to
guy
the top of
to...
the order, so it's the turn of whoever wants to go.
Talarius is pulling out the phone.
So they're like halfway through their pocket.
Oh, and the police
Go
officer
for
is
it.
like screaming. The possessed one. It sounds like he's in pain.
Yes.
Now, Sasha heard this screaming as the spirit left the body. Charles wasn't screaming. As the spirit jumps out, it's screaming. It's possessed this cop, and how he's yelling while he fires at Sasha. And he's firing.
Do you wanna
He
go-
fires multiple shots, but just the one, grazed him.
Do you want to go, Talarius?
Yeah. Talarius is gonna go for the pocket. I guess this will be a mixed action. Fuck! I can't hold my action. God.
That's
dang it,
one
I'm
thing I
pretty
don't like
crazy.
about this.
No, they're gonna just pull out their slowly pull it out, show it to the officer that's not screaming.
He's
Just-
not really paying attention because his buddy is screaming and shooting at people.
Sure. I still have it out.
But you can have it out in place, so you have somebody calms down, looks in direction. Here you go.
Look in my fucking direction. Your buddy's gonna keep screaming until we get the ghost out.
Words you never thought we'd have to say.
I'll look at Connor and be like, "Can you grapple a ghost?"
Maybe.
Can't see it.
That's Slayer's turn. There it is.
All right, so that is what. And when you scream at the officer, he does glance over at you. So what is playing on the screen?
Mostly the zombie coming up, trying to jump up at Sasha, and all of us like holding the zombie down. Before you ask, yes, it's because of situations like this.
Okay, now he's like he doesn't know where to point his gun.
Don't point your gun anywhere.
We can't shoot a ghost.
All right, so who's next up?
Connor.
Let's see. What are the limits of complications that you will allow?
What do you mean?
I was going to spend one legend
Okay.
to channel Tian Ming to impose a complication, to basically inflict a complication on the spirit of Chris Flanagan, to basically forcefully eject him from the body and prevent him from being able to possess another.
And you're doing this with what ability?
Basically, Tian Ming, the celestial order of the heavens. Basically, to say you're messing with the natural order by possessing bodies and forcing them to do what they're not supposed to do.
Okay. Now, how many complications can you put on him with that?
One. I have to spend a legend to do it.
Okay.
It says spend one legend to inflict a condition on a character. You can choose a condition listed in the book or use them as a template to create a new condition that reflects the purview motif and description of the marvel. A generic "Your Life Sucks" condition increases the difficulty of all actions a character takes by +1 and must be resolved by taking a challenging or risky action that's thematically tied to the nature of the marvel.
Okay, let me look at your stats. Yes, I have absolutely no problem with you slapping that on him to put a complication on him. But as far as how that complication would work,
Well, see, it's not a. It's a
or
condition.
condition, excuse me.
Yeah. It's basically the same thing. Like if you hit one of us with like a broken leg or something like that.
And what was it you were channeling? Where is that at on your sheet?
Tian Ming. It's for him being part of the Shin pantheon.
Yeah, it's the Shin thing. It's the Shin specific something.
Yeah, the order of the celestial heavens, or the celestial order of the heavens, effectively.
Then yeah, I would say he would have to roll probably resolve versus your. Let's see, with him probably his straight resolve. We'll say straight resolve versus your intelligence, or presence, whichever one you would rather use, and legend.
Mm.
If he tries to possess somebody again, which I can tell you will make it very difficult for him.
Yeah. Question. Since he'll be kind of like inflicting a condition, but him basically being like the judge of the heavens, effectively, invoking the condition. Would it be more of an intimidation thing as he's invoking the condition?
Your legend needs to come into it just for your pure supernatural oomph.
Yeah.
You've got.
We're still on this turn.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, it's all
We're
good.
crafting a condition here.
Yep.
It's all good.
But
Sometimes you gotta make up stuff to eject a ghost.
But sure, we'll let you do the regular skill check plus your legend.
Okay.
But
Maybe
he'll
someone's asking-
roll his resolve, and he'll get to factor a.
So yeah, I
Well,
was
if he was a
asking-
full character, he would factor a.
Yeah. I was asking because the whole thing with the epic strength is you can use might instead of presence for acts of intimidation.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay. So, what's the skill I'll be using?
You say you're going with intimidation, or which falls under.
You said that in legend, yeah? That's right.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just roll academics as the same legend, so
Okay.
we'll be burning one legend. As a celestial circlet appears around Connor's head, and it's like, or actually, what's gonna happen is he's gonna walk up as a circlet appears in his hand, and he'll reach out and say, Chris Flanagan, by the celestial order of the mandate of heaven, I command you to leave this body and not possess another. And he will slam the circlet on the officer and basically create the circlet of binding on the ghost of Chris Flanagan and forcibly eject him from the body.
All of you see Flanagan kind of fall out of the officer's body.
All of us do?
It's like he's lit by this kind of gold light coming out of the band. He's
Fairy
kind of
fire. Sweet.
Sasha sees him, you can tell he's a ghost, but he looks more solid to you. Everybody else is kind of like,
Oh shit, a ghost!
kind of. It's like he would be transparent, but the light from this circlet thing is kind of diffusing through him.
Sasha's go.
Charles is basically like running to hide behind a desk.
Connor's gonna grab the officers and pull them away from the ghost, like put them behind him.
Yeah, the one he just left is dazed. Drops his gun. He's just kind of dazed. The other officer's like, you yank him back, and he kind of stumbles back, and he catches his buddy when his buddy starts to trip. As you let go,
There's a lot of calls going on. You guys should go answer them.
No,
We
we
got-
need witnesses here for this.
Flanagan is like struggling to get the thing off.
Sasha's gonna try Sekim's Blaze again.
Okay, give me a roll.
Are we still in the initiative? Or is combat technically over?
Let's see. That was you were the last one of them to go. The officers are
No.
stunned. They're not taking an action.
Sasha
okay.
hadn't gone yet this turn
Oh,
because
had she not?
Hilarious
I
went
thought she had
first.
gone first.
Players went
Okay.
first.
Then Sasha can still go.
I'll say, before my turn ends, can I give Sasha a celestial title?
I'm pretty sure that'd be at least another simple action.
Figured I'd ask. That's mainly why I was asking if we were still in the combat order.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
never mind then. Ignore me.
Pretty good roll.
3. Is there any kind of complication because he's wearing the circlet of sit down and shut up? She's pretty much also going to say, Chris Flanagan, sit down.
He drops to one knee like he's struggling to get up, and he's screaming. None of you except Sasha can hear the scream, though you can see that his mouth is open and he's clearly screaming.
Oh, thank God.
No.
I can't. I have to kill you.
Who told you to kill us?
I am going to put his name in the chat, and we can debate how to pronounce it.
Oh, I got this.
Oh boy. Oh boy. For fuck's sake, how many of them are you gonna throw at us?
Who have we pissed off so badly?
Aegeon.
Oh
Aegeon?
no.
Aegeon, yeah.
And you realize this resistance he's been showing to, or somewhat resistance he's been showing to what you've been doing. Whoever this guy is, which with y'all's occult, if you can make an occult roll to see if you can identify him.
Sure.
Damn it.
Yeah, this creature or this being has probably fate bound him to go after you.
That's one of
So
the
it's like he's
children
got-
of Gaia.
It's like he's getting kind of multiple guises put on him to do conflicting things.
How badly did we piss Gaia off?
I don't know.
All right, Telarius rolled a 0 in his occult, so here's y'all momentum.
Jeez.
You ain't got a clue who this guy is. You ain't never heard this name before.
All right, I'll make an occult roll too. What's the stat?
Wait,
Attribute?
if they can't hear him screaming, can they hear him speaking?
That's true.
Oh, you're right. Nobody but you would have heard the name. Now, if you repeat the name,
She'll repeat stuff as she
Okay.
asks and answers then.
Okay. So since she repeated it, I'll go ahead and make a roll. Yay! 3 successes.
So yeah, you and Sasha Connor and Sasha come up with the same information. And
Connor's
yes.
over here just facepalms like, how badly did we piss Gaia off?
So this guy, pronounce his name again for me, Deca.
Aegeon.
Aegeon.
Yeah.
No, wait, I'm looking at his minions, not him. So yes, he is the child of Gaia and some titanic or primordial oceanic force. I.e., nobody really knows. He looks like a creature made out of like hundreds of human-sized human hands and arms.
Ugh.
He's
Grotesque.
a little more Cthulhu-esque than some of the stuff in the Greek mythology, but
Mm-hmm.
there's been a presence at the dawn of the world. He avoided Uranus's imprisonment.
Uranus.
Well, whatever.
12-year-old me had to giggle, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So basically he survived unscathed when Kronos took over. He sided with the Titans against Zeus when Zeus basically took over.
Mm-hmm.
But he managed to escape any punishment. And despite his huge size and bizarre form, he's always seemed to be able to remain hidden. And always seemed to be able to offer people advice. This deep voice that can speak to them from the dark. He
I don't like
he
it.
is dedicated to his mother. He is dedicated to his mother. Wants nothing more than to basically put her in a position of dominance. Something that something she doesn't always work with him for, but
Mm-hmm.
but she also doesn't like dive him out to the other gods or anything either, because she is a mama and he is a mama's boy, so. Now this sort of blatant mental domination isn't his usual motif.
Mm.
Usually it's more subtly take over a village or a cult or a government organization. Dealing with him is usually like dealing with a conspiracy.
He is the cigarette smoking man.
You had to go there.
Well, his minions are referred to as his fingers.
Yeah.
I don't like any of him.
Yeah, the artwork's a little disturbing for him too.
I'm not Googling it.
It's in the well, no, this is I forgot. I'm in the actual Titan book, but anyway. So it's a name you recognize, and he's as old as almost anything. So, Yeah, if he put a fate binding on this guy, that's
We fucked. Ugh.
though. For the moment, like I said, you got him kind of half kneeled on the ground, and he's still fighting to get up. And he is just screaming and sobbing that he's got to kill you. He just wants it to stop. It's not going to stop until he kills you.
He's a ghost. He's already out of his misery.
Clearly not.
I'm not stronger than Egamon or Eggman. Whatever. Agamon?
Yeah, that's good.
Steve.
I have a clear line I have a clear line on him, right?
Yes.
I do aggravated damage. I'm just gonna see what happens.
Oh yeah, with your flashlight.
Yeah.
Deep, 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 deep.
All right, give me a roll.
All right.
His defense is a 3.
Wait, it's like, I'm sorry, but I think this is the best. Does he get a complication from like kneeling and crying?
I'll give you an enhancement on it on the roll.
Okay. I will use a momentum.
Do it.
So the momentum you
Roll
earn,
so many times.
you are spending.
Doesn't do me any good.
So you got 2 successes.
Three successes.
Plus the extra. Is that plus the extra enhancement you're getting?
Oh, plus 2 enhancement, and then then it's 4.
Okay, that's what I
That
thought.
puts us at
I'm
what,
using a ranged
2
weapon,
or
like our ranged
3
weapon.
momentum.
We are at 2.
We're at 2.
Yes.
We've like bounced around, so we've at least spent half of our momentum though.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, because you started with 4 and you're now at 2. So yes.
Okay.
All
I
right, so
think
that
that
is
is
4 successes.
yeah.
He's got a 3
Okay.
defense, so that's still a hit.
Yep.
Yes, the ghost seems to burn in your light. He's not out by any means because you only did 1
Sure.
turn, but the screaming becomes less words and more just incoherent pain now.
Uh-huh.
Does Sasha know if like killing a ghost is going to stop the fate binding on him?
No, you're not sure. With your knowledge of spirits, it should banish him from the living world. What kind of shape he's going to be in and whatever afterlife he winds up in, though, is up in the air. You hope this will free, but
1 second. I'm checking something. Whose turn is it, anyways?
all right. So he was in agony. Or you went.
He went, kind of.
Kind of. I mean, he wasn't able to do anything because of the command you'd put on him. Made it stick a little bit. So this would be at the top of the order with Telerius having gone first. So the other 2 of you can go.
Sasha, ideas?
Well, question to the story guide.
Mm-hmm.
Could she spend a legend to resolve a condition, and resolving that condition would involve imploring a set to break the fate binding on him? And take him under her, like, into her realm? Or banish him completely?
How do you break a fate binding?
It's hard.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Probably mortals cannot do it.
So it depends.
Okay, there you go.
It depends on the strength of the fate binding. I know that.
How much effort did Eggman put into this?
Well, the guy's been missing for
A good amount of time.
a week or two by this point, probably.
Well, yeah. I mean, fate binding strength can go from anywhere to
Well-
1 to 5, where 5 is eternal, like even into the afterlife levels of. But yeah. There's power. It's not powers. Fate. There we go.
Okay. Oh wait, that's
Fate binding.
what page is that on?
196.
Okay. Ah, yes. Here we go.
Fate bound is considered a condition.
Okay.
You guys, you want to piss off the Titans even more? Breaking a fate binding?
See, it says resolution. The fate-bound condition ends without resolving when its duration expires. If its strength is less than 5, it also ends without resolving when the fate-bound character dies or is otherwise permanently removed from play.
Otherwise, from play being like banished to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah. Okay.
Directly to Shadow Realm.
So yes, with that in mind, then yes, you're quite hopeful that if Telerius just burns him off of the mortal plane, he should be freed.
She has no way to assist in this. Okay.
You're keeping him crowd controlled. It's fine.
Hmm?
You're keeping him crowd controlled. It's fine. It's like a raid. You're keeping him CC'd.
Who's yelling? She's going to ask. Is there anything else that you can tell us? Who did they bind you on someone's behalf?
That's not how this works.
He was already in
can't hear him
pain. Now he's
screaming.
set on fire. He's just screaming at this point.
Okay. She's like, Telerius, take as many shots as you need. If we...
I'm not good at this. It's gonna be a while.
Hold on.
How beat up is he?
No, he's not looking
can
good
I-
at all.
I'll say, can I take an action?
Sure.
I'm gonna imbue the remaining legend that I have.
Okay.
Punch a ghost.
No, I'm going to. Hopefully this works. Use Heaven's Fire.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That sounds like an ouchie.
it's.
It's basically where I got my the flashlight from.
It's athletics, dexterity. Yeah, has aggravated, ranged, and pushing tags. So it is aggravated damage.
Okay.
It's 2 successes, no, 4 successes, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got that complication on him every year. That's basically giving you another advantage, assuming you haven't maxed out on your
Okay.
advantages.
Yeah, so that's 5 then.
Yes. So obviously you do damage to him. What do you do with the rest of him? Because that's 5. His defense is a 3.
Yeah, so I'd only have 1 left.
Yeah, you gotta have at least 3.
I have to have 4 to do a crit.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
That's right.
This is basically a beam of fire out of his hand. It doesn't have the brutal tag like his staff does.
Oh, okay. I
Firing his
got you.
lasers.
As this is going on, the officers are retreating back to the desk that Charles is hiding behind.
All right, Telerius.
Does Sasha already go?
I mean, she tried to ask a question. It's pretty much just keeping Sekim's blades, just to keep him from jumping or anything. She doesn't have anything that will actively harm undead.
Cool.
She can talk to them all day. She can't punch them or anything. Should work on that.
We should work on that. All right, that's my go then. I will fire.
Okay.
Just another 3, 4. So same thing. Just
All right. He finally burns. He finally sort of just
dissipates.
burns away into dust. It's like, finally the body just kind of dusts and kind of, or ashes. The little gold circlet Connor's got, drops to the ground, hits the ground, and kind of rotates almost like a coin a time or two before it just kind of bursts into a little golden light and is gone. Since, what it was put on is no longer there.
Sure. It's hilarious. Just, I don't know why I pictured we're like over a railing firing at him.
They just standing a few feet away from him in a room.
Yep. And just sits down and it's like,
Sasha kind of shaking her head to clear it from the screaming.
Connor dismisses the fire in his hand, turning back to the officers and the doctor.
Sasha will also look at them.
The officer that wasn't possessed is just sitting there, just, WTF over and over again.
Sasha's going to walk over and try to... Still has Seckham's Blaze active, just try and do less aggressive. Not like...
Less aggressive assertion.
No, just like a...
Suck it up, buddy.
Like a calm emotions version of it.
Is that how Seckham's Blade works?
She can...
Seckham is not as really a calming influence in Egyptian mythology.
Not really, but...
Okay,
Okay, fine, she's turning off Seckham's Blaze.
Fire-breathing lions and stuff. It's kind of her thing.
She'll turn it off.
So yeah, the one officer is just chanting profanity under his breath. The other one is just sitting there in kind of a stunned silence. You hear Charles whimpering and crying up under the desk. He's not even looking at what's going on anymore.
Ghosts are real and they suck.
They really do. Please look at me for a moment. I need you to calm down.
Give me some kind of social there.
Oh.
Come now, it's time for us to see the comforting, nurturing Sasha.
Okay, social. Do you want like presence?
Presence or manipulation, either one would be fine.
Okay.
And empathy.
Which she has nothing in, so should work great, guys. I'm gonna burn a momentum.
Burning a momentum.
I mean, you got a success.
One success. The two officers are kind of, the one guy stops just, spewing profanity. He looks at you, yeah, what the hell, lady?
Something had possessed the body of that man. Something old, something powerful, something that wanted to bring harm to us. It has been dispelled. There is nothing here that remains to jump into any other bodies.
The officer that was possessed kind of just sits down and puts his hands over his eyes like,
It's okay.
You hear Charles up under the desk saying, he's still crying and saying something about how this isn't how the world's supposed to work.
No, it is absolutely not how the world is supposed to work for 99% of people.
Unfortunately, this is the world we do our best to protect you from.
With our everyday life, this is what we do. You guys are supposed to protect, the civilians from everything. We're supposed to protect you from this.
The unpossessed officer, it's kind of like, well, I guess we're all in one piece.
Yes.
So good
Start
job, I guess.
Everyone's in one piece. Everyone's here.
He walks over to
Sorry.
the desk and kind of starts looks under the desk, kneels down. Doc, you okay? And Doc is still just,
Sasha will try to pull Doc out. You can't hide under there forever.
Do you look like you again?
Oh yeah, she looks like her again.
Okay.
Yeah, she would have dropped it probably in the panic of all the bullshit going on.
We'll give a roll to see if you can calm him down. He wasn't really listening
Same
to you
roll?
before. Yeah.
About the same.
Okay. You I don't know if calm is the word you would use to describe him, but he's
Good.
Not under the
closer to
desk.
calm than he was. Yeah, he's not under the desk. You've got him sitting in a chair.
Would you like to have some? Would you like some water?
Coffee, please.
Absolutely. She'll go look for the coffee maker that she
There's
assumes is
one in
down.
the corner of this office area.
Yeah, she'll start making coffee and the other folks talk.
Oh, sorry about that bed in there, by the way.
What?
Can you
The
bend
officer
that back?
looks over there. Oh, well.
Well, at first I thought it was like an actual like resurrected corpse, in which case I figured, bind it from moving. Turned out it was a ghost possessing the corpse, so wasted bed, kind of.
Yeah, that sucks.
If possible, may we advise to not release Chris Flanagan's name, as it was not truly him that did this.
I mean, yeah, you know what? I should probably call the chief and let him.
Yes. Well, he'll probably want to talk to us. We'll wait here.
He just steps over to Charles's desk.
I've got footage of everything.
And
eyewitnesses.
Shortly after he calls, this area is just flooded with people.
Clarice is sitting down cross-legged as everyone kind of like moves around them.
So Connor's probably up on a desk, like on his the balls of his feet, just sort of.
Sasha just standing like a normal person.
Let's say, is Lieutenant Clint Blakely there, or is he still on sick leave?
He's got a broken leg. He's gonna be out for a little while.
Okay. So yeah, the chief walks
Walk
in.
that right off.
Yeah, chief was in. Connor's just like, "Yo,"
feet off the desk.
Just every dexterity, acrobat, special edition. He just literally just it just sits on the desk instead without really moving. Just his feet just go.
He walks over, swings the door, and looks in at the damage.
We have video if you would like to watch that and then ask questions.
Recommended.
It would
I
help
believe.
Context first.
All right.
And I believe the gentleman here can also answer any questions, though I advise asking, and she points to the one that did not get possessed, to avoid bringing back additional memories to the other two at this moment.
I'll beam the beginning of it to like a nearby TV or something.
There's computers.
Yeah, I'll just.
So yeah, he stands there and he's watching the video. He orders a couple officers to escort the three of you to a couple of the interrogation rooms.
All in one room or 3 separate rooms?
3 separate rooms.
Let's just go along with it. We've done nothing wrong.
Okay.
And then as y'all are walking out, he starts to talk to Charles and the 2 officers that were involved. So yeah, they separate y'all into separate interrogation rooms. He comes around, he asks each of you kind of what happened. Is there anything that you choose to keep from him?
I mean, he's seen the video, so...
I think if one of us requested that we will all request, hey, don't release the name of this person. But no,
Yeah.
I'll be forthcoming with whatever. I will embellish a little more to make it look like we're the conquering heroes and whatnot. But they just do that. They do that just
That's just hilarious.
That's just what they do out of habit.
That's really just more how you phrase it, not really
Yeah.
different
Yeah,
information you give.
Yeah, like Connor would ask the same thing, but he also mentioned you've probably noticed with the media, which is odd, how universal they are. Just basically painting us to be the black sheep. so to
Yeah, well,
speak.
you out of town every time something bad happens, so no people don't want to like that.
Well, yeah. Other than the fact that people are intentionally pulling us away from the city, and then bad shit happens. But
The chief's a little short with you, but maybe that's just his personality. You really haven't dealt with this guy much.
yeah, main reason why I'm asking not to release the name is it's entirely possible what was possessing that corpse might also be into the media news anchors, something similar. So this could
So people
just
in
be
my city, he takes his glass off. So people in my city could be possessed, is what you're telling me, or under the influence.
effectively, yeah.
Pull him over.
None of this weird stuff cropped up until you people showed up.
Well, I've been here since the city was built. Before that, actually. But
Well, before y'all got together.
okay, that's fair.
Now I got two groups of you running around.
We can fuck off to Uthris.
Nothing happens over there. I mean, unless you're in the myth business, a lot of myth business happens over there. Which is the sort of casual disregard most people on Olympus have for Others.
It's all Breaking Bad over there.
Oh, cool. It's like Michigan 8 Mile.
It's all trailer parks, and
It's Michigan 8 Mile.
Well,
Sasha would also request Chris Flanagan's name not be released.
but that's basically it. Is
Yeah.
I have no, of course, any real proof, as I can't see spirits.
He does have some questions about Connor, about this guy having worked for Connor.
Yeah. When we went out to deal with the leadership of the circle that was, turning people of the city into fishmen, I had basically contracted him and his group to sort of stay here and watch the city while we were gone.
Mm-hmm. He nods along with that.
And when it turns out that when we came back, they had all vanished, or were some killed.
Yeah, he's aware of the ones that were confirmed killed, and he knows Flanagan was one of the ones that was missing.
Other than the two we took with us, all the others that weren't confirmed killed vanished. And when we got back, I'd gotten a call from Chris Flanagan saying, "Hey, come get me. I don't know where I am, sort of the north of the city, up in the woods." Went to go get him, because I figured, hey, he's alive, might be able to answer some questions,
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that pack of werewolves was still alive and kicking.
Yeah, I think you talked in an interview about finishing them off.
Yeah, we had
with
to
some
do
of the
that.
Varangian guard.
We did. So, and that's the last we'd heard of him until now. This is the part I find interesting, because we've been discussing amongst ourselves a bit, and you being head of the police department, figured you should probably know too. That last time that we left, when we went to China,
Mm-hmm.
we mentioned that in an interview. Basically somebody lured us there with false information. Note the interesting timing that we were lured out to China with a message from supposedly my father, which you really can't ignore the gods. Not if you want to, live. And then all of a sudden, bam, more problems. Like literally the day after we leave.
Yeah, that was the first of the disappearances on the waterfront.
Yeah, pretty coincidental timing, don't you think?
Are we all back together again?
No,
Like
this is-
talking
this
to.
is-
Okay,
this is still
all separate.
individual.
Okay.
Yeah. So the plan for right now is, well, basically my grandfather's idea. Regardless of what happens or what tries to call us away, we stay in the city.
Well, at least you'll be here to deal with the weird crap then.
Yeah.
I just hope whoever's pulling this on you isn't going to escalate if you stay.
Yeah. We have a few ideas. Nothing that any of you are even remotely equipped to handle, unfortunately.
He bristles a little bit at that, but doesn't really argue either.
How much do
We're
you know?
not wrong.
How much do you know Greek mythology?
Basic stuff from school, I guess.
What do you know about Gaia?
She's like the planet, or goddess of nature or whatever.
He just raises a brow and goes, "See what I mean?"
What?
Yeah. Gaia is starting to fiddle around in the area.
Why?
I have no fucking clue.
I mean, we have lots of nature parks and stuff around here. I mean,
Well, yeah, but you notice all the orchards suddenly springing up everywhere?
oh crap.
So we're trying to figure that out. Which is understandably hard to do when 3/4 of the city are basically blockading everywhere we're trying to go and staging protests. But we're trying to figure it out.
Have you let the other band know about this?
Yeah, we have.
He seems relieved at that.
We're working with them best we can.
All right. Well, they're good people. You oughta. But yeah, you're there for a couple of hours as he moves around talking to one of you and the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
He repeats questions a lot about what happened. But eventually they let you go because everything's on camera, right up to the corpse sitting up. You did keep property, there was a whole lot of
Sasha got
damage to the
shot.
facility. Yeah, your armor took it, whatever.
Yeah, but still.
Actually, literally, the only damage was just that one bed. Was the only damage.
And Sasha's armor. And pride.
I mean, there's probably a couple of bullet holes in the wall because cinematically the guy was spraying at Sasha.
Well,
just hit her the one time.
Yeah.
But that's holes in cement brick or cement block wall.
They can caulk that in. It's fine.
Yeah, it's
A little bit of spackle, that'll be fine.
compared to the sort of damage he knows you can do. Yeah,
That's why I use a flashlight.
We kept it to a minimum.
So eventually they let you go. It's you got there around 11. It's 1:30 or so by the time they let you loose.
That was more fun than I was expecting it to be. Lunch?
Yeah.
Hilarious eats an entire extra large pizza by themselves.
Does Teleris eat their emotions?
Yes. If I had food, I would. Jeremy would be stress eating right now.
Sasha tries to rein
That's why
them
this is
in.
all I got. Well,
She's like,
I did a smidgen bit of damage control with the chief.
We
It's
all
all on
tried.
video. There's
Oh no, I mean like beyond just
No.
past the precinct.
Did they say if they were gonna keep Flanagan's name out?
He made no promises.
Okay.
He seemed to take your suggestion serious. Just from what he'd witnessed and what he'd seen on the film and all that.
Yeah.
But there are there's some rules involved in that. So Freedom of Information Act. They can't just keep the name completely secret. But he did seem a little hesitant to make a public statement about the man being possessed.
Was
it really his fault? He was fate bound by the gods. Even in a world where even in the world where everybody's kind of vaguely aware that the mythical is running around, there's still a bit much for a city official to state.
They can't give him a copy of the video, so like, hey, this shit happened.
I vote we don't give them any copies.
True.
Because if they are in with the other band and that would be something that would come up at lunch. Do we tell the other band about this?
The other band probably
the police
already
would
knows.
definitely have demanded a copy of Teleris' video.
That's cool. They can have a copy, and then as I'm leaving, it just zoop disappears somewhere. I don't know. Weird.
It's corrupt. That's weird.
Corrupted file. I mean, my technology is pretty good.
By
By the time y'all finish eating, they'd already be contacting you for another copy.
All right. Oh, terribly sorry, officer.
Must not have emailed correctly.
Can't fault me for trying.
But no, I don't believe we should tell the other band. At least for now.
The other band probably already knows.
Well, let's not assume that.
Let's let them bring it up then.
Yeah.
I still have my business to take care of tonight, so we gotta make sure I don't die.
Let's just all not die. Let's go with that.
Well, I do have a copy of me there.
Has there been up to any monkey business?
Has there been?
Oh, let's see. I said it was 1:30 when y'all got out, so let's say 2:30, close to 3 when y'all finished eating.
We're at Waffle House.
The clone is maintaining the vigil while under the walk unnoticed. Still channeling one of Connor's legends. So, so because he has the vigil running, he doesn't have to like eat or drink or sleep or anything like that.
Okay. I'm now looking at a map of Nebraska. Where are the Waffle
As one
Houses?
does. Is there one in fake Olympus?
Is there one where you have Olympus?
There's one close to Kansas City, which is not in Nebraska. They seem to have huddle houses in Nebraska.
It sounds like when you're trying to be legally distinct. I don't like it. I'm just gonna stress you to
There's
pizza.
nothing around the
That's
lake,
not
but of course the lake doesn't. The real lake doesn't have a huge, huge city. So
we'll be at Pizza Pizza.
That's true. He was saying he was eating a pizza, or they said they were eating a pizza. So.
They're just stressing the pizza.
Sasha's trying to keep them from eating an entire pizza. Do you want to be just horribly uncomfortable this evening? This is how you become horribly uncomfortable this evening. Even more uncomfortable than you are sure to already be.
I put a ghost out of its misery. I am already going to be as uncomfortable as I'm going to be today.
I'd hear it scream. Trust me, I'm not having a good day either. Let's not try to compound the horribleness of this evening. I say this as your friend. Afterwards, you can stress eat 2 pizzas if you want. I don't suggest it, but...
Gotten about 2/3 the way through. just pass over the rest of it to Sasha.
Passes some over to Connor.
Connor's just munching.
All right. As y'all wrap up y'all's meal and go back to your car, Faux Connor sees somebody pull up in front of the old farmhouse.
Okay.
It's a little SUV. Couple of guys get out. They grab a couple of, like duffel bag, sports bag looking things out of the back, throw them over their shoulder, and walk into the house.
Okay. Faux Connor, is going to imbue Connor's remaining legend to create listening equipment that is capable of being plugged into a phone that he will create with it.
Yeah, what's he tapping to do that, or what is he using to do this?
The equipment marble.
I think you still have to call up Purview though. But you have Trickster, so that's probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say that.
And then he will call himself. If he'll be listening, so if he hears anything like them start talking about stuff,
Okay, I understand what you're doing now.
he'll call himself so that Talarius can get a copy of the recording.
Gotcha. I get
Just
it.
in case we need it.
I also have the Trickster Purview, so I could have done the same thing.
I was gonna say deception could work too, since it's kind of spying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear the two people talking, but you hear like furniture getting moved around, and they're doing something with what sounds like they're removing boards and hammering stuff down. It's almost like light carpentry stuff going on in there. You don't hear any like saws or anything, but there's
Building
hammering.
a table.
Just gonna open the door and
You hear those duffel bags unzip.
Real Connor will be relaying what he's hearing.
So going expecting shot. Got it.
Yeah, probably.
Don't go into the door. Speak outside. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere.
We already agreed on the location.
I mean, you didn't agree to go inside. You just agreed on the location.
You also agreed to go alone, so you know.
Yeah, we're already breaking all kinds of rules. What's another one?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still here.
Ah, yes. The Shannon, the technically correct.
Which is the best kind of correct.
All right. So what sort of planning and plotting are y'all going to do before you head out?
I'm going to tell them I will take a what do you call it? Share cab by myself to the location. You guys are welcome to go, just not with me. You both are pretty fucking good at not being seen. I am not.
How do I fate bind this ring again? Just say I'm fate binding it and spend a momentum.
I think, at least what I had to do for the mirror, is I had to say I'm fate binding it and then spend, like, right then the equivalent amount of XP it would cost to have the relic.
Okay.
Depending on its strength.
I think it's just a one dot.
That was a thing, yeah.
Yeah, Fritzloid's ring. Yeah, I have it down as a 1 dot, so that would be 10 XP? 5 XP?
5.
Okay. Story guide. May I fate bind the ring?
Sure, go for it.
Okay,
You can
I'm
pillow it for a
spending
while.
5 XP. Yeah, I'm spending 5 XP, which means she now, with the thing that it has with it, does she have to activate that You vanish into ephemeral darkness, becoming completely invisible to those using magical scrying.
No, I believe that's active all the time. You guys just have to be wearing it.
Okay, so, but, like, she's not always going to be, like, in ephemeral darkness. She just has to act, like, indicate that she's using that?
They see
Or, like,
you in
put
that
it on, like,
darkness.
the One Ring?
If they try to watch you, you appear to be in that.
Okay.
Now, it's not a visual thing. People look at you with their eyes. It's not
Okay.
having any effect on. This
Magical
just screws
scrying.
up people using like sorcery to scry on you.
Okay. She's like, I think this will help at least blind me from the Oracle, perhaps?
Wrapped up like a cushion and a motor.
If the Oracle was using sorcery to scry on you, sure.
Never hurts to...
To make sure.
Yeah. Pops the ring on.
Have to put some electrical tape on the bottom of it so it'll fit.
She's like, I'll figure out a way to resize that.
Take it to Walmart. They'll resize it for you.
Hey, Walmart, can you resize this, magical ring for me?
The usual little hammers we use aren't working. We had to get the sledgehammers out.
I had to get, like, a sign of Thor. Needed a Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically the beginning of my plan. Hilarious. We'll put on a. They're gonna make themselves look more masculine, more rough around the edges. Someone who's definitely done time before. They'll keep their hairstyle. Well,
Throw some gel in it. Make it look
Yeah.
greasy.
yeah. It's instead of like where it's usually just cut to side shaved, it's like back like that.
Sasha will assist in the disguising montage.
All right, what 80s song is playing while y'all do this?
Danger Zone.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
It really is.
All right, so Telarius is taking a cab or an Uber or whatever out there. What are the rest of you doing? I know Faux Connor's already out there. What about Solid Connor?
Ride share. That's what I was looking for. Sorry, continue.
Oh, okay.
Solid Connor will go with however Sasha intends to get there.
Heavenly Stride an option?
Mm-mm.
Too many legend. Okay.
Yeah, I have
Um,
two legend imbued, and then I spent my third.
I mean, honestly, is there a bus that goes across that far, or no?
Yes, there would be. Now, it's not going to go straight to the farmhouse, of course, or even
Yeah.
particularly close to it.
Oh.
But like, if you glance over the map, it'll follow down that main road across, and then kind of cut over here to where the town, such as it is.
The less extremely obvious we are, the better.
Mhm.
Oh, crud, no. Before they got back to the apartment, Sasha would have made sure they stopped into somewhere where she could get something shiny for Shauna.
Just a silver plated ring.
Just something like over blingy. Well, maybe not over blingy. Like a tourist spoon kind of thing. That's really pretty and shiny.
Now I'm picturing a dragon with bling.
This amuses me greatly.
Roll me your composure.
My composure? Okay.
Yeah, roll your composure.
Just
You've
straight
had a
composure?
lot of stuff to kind of distract you from just buying the kid something. So yeah, just straight composure. Okay, you remember to buy her something shiny.
Okay.
You almost
Towards
forget.
the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like on the way back, like halfway there, like, shit, I have to get the dragon something.
The driver's like, what the fuck?
We're in the convenience store with $1. Can I have change for this? I need shiny quarters.
Really shiny quarters, no. Yeah, she'll find something nice and shiny. Something appropriately shiny and, like, for that mental age bracket.
D&D dice.
Ah,
Shiny click-clacks.
shiny click clacks.
All right, so you get back to the apartment. Talarius's apartment or Connor's apartment? I guess Connor's at the Dragons there.
Well, I think we were all at Talarius's initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the last one we had Netflix and pizza.
Yeah, we were all at.
That's right. Y'all were
Taylor's.
camping out because of protesters and stuff. Yeah.
And
That's why
protesters
you were up on
and
the roof and oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
protesters and attempts on Robert's life.
Mhm.
So yeah, y'all get there. Samuel and Sasha are watching, or Shauna are watching TV.
Twitch.
Hello.
Her head snakes back around.
I know. Now they're both going to be addicted to telenovelas.
It's a habit, okay? Jeez.
She just looks at you. Samuel's a person, right?
Yes, Samuel was a person.
Just checking. Samuel's like, what's that about?
Don't worry about it.
I feel like it's something I need to worry about.
It is, but don't worry about it.
Looks at you. He looks at Connor. He looks at the dragon.
Samuel, what do you know about, and I'm going to horribly pronounce the name, Egamon?
Is that a Digimon or a Pokemon?
Aegion.
Aegon.
He was just taking a swig when you pronounce the name right. He's kind of spits. He's bad news.
Uh-huh.
I've never had any personal encounters with him.
That's your first question, Digimon, but continue.
And he relays mostly what you already know. You know, yeah, he's a son of Gaia. He's sneaky and disturbing.
Yay.
Completely dedicated to his mother. Well,
Like-
dedicated to making his mother ruler. He's like, I'm not even sure Gaia necessarily wants to be the ruler.
Like in an
She wants to be the power
Oedipus
behind the
sense,
throne in a way.
or
What was that now?
like in an Oedipal sense, or
Who? What? Huh?
Oedipus? Oedipus?
He's like, not that I'm aware of. No,
Okay.
I'm not even sure if he's
making
got
sure.
the equipment for that. He's like made up of arms and hands, and
Ugh,
it's like human-sized hands.
I hate that.
He's referred
I
to as
don't-
one of the
I never-
100-handed ones.
I never want to see this entity ever.
Oh, by the end of it, we probably will, knowing our luck.
Especially considering what we found out.
Anyone want to bet whose patron that is?
What, the 100-handed one?
Mm-hmm. Information, darkness.
I mean, that's a lot of people.
Could be. Yeah, I see where
Are you
going with
implying that
this.
it's Penelope?
Potentially.
There are a lot of coincidences going on.
I'm not, of course, I'm not saying yay or nay, but if they are all aligned with Titans,
Well,
she was very
technically,
technically Wukong is kind of a Titan. Technically, Smoochums is kind of a Smoochums is flat out Titan lineage.
Titankin.
Yes.
The line is very fine.
hmm
In many pantheons, it's more of a political divide than anything.
When we first met her, before we even knew that she was a scion. She was very opinionated on, gods and titans.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Just more things to ponder.
Yeah.
Begin the montage.
So they quickly go about disguising Telarius. Sam was over in the corner. Oh, I love this song.
Somehow on repeat for like the half hour to hour it takes to do this.
Jeez.
Alright.
Alright, so I'm assuming Sasha heads across in time to get in the neighborhood of the farmhouse before the meeting.
Yeah. I think Sasha and Connor taking the bus.
Okay.
Just so it's less obvious and there's no like digital trail.
Greyhound
Like, no.
station inside there.
And then just walk unnoticed the rest of the way.
Let's say you said that my brain. The police chief was tense, yeah? Or terse with Connor?
Yeah. Well, really with all of you.
Okay.
Like I said, you haven't dealt with him before. That may have just been his personality. He may just be that way with everybody.
Right. Can I say that when he mentioned the Circle of the Impious, that Connor sort of pulled out the mirror and the terseness was from the compulsion fate binding?
The what now?
There's basically two when it comes to fate binding a relic, there's like sort of two things. There's invoking, which is a positive for people who recognize the relic or the symbol or whatever.
Okay.
In which case I can roll the fate binding roll to see if I get another milestone. Or there's the compel, which is a -1 complication. I still make the roll for the milestone, but I get a legend back.
Sure, go ahead and make that roll.
Okay, I believe it was... I think it was the... Crud, what was the roll for the milestone?
I don't remember.
I don't either. Hold on.
This thing has many rules.
It really does.
Many rules. Handle it.
Hate that.
I appreciate that you got where it's from, though. Also
old
hate it.
I'm old as hell.
Boy.
I'm still old as
All right,
hell.
well, we're just about done for the evening, so let's advance
Yeah.
a little bit first. And we will figure
Sure.
this out at the end and have it, you will have done it story-wise at this point. All right, so how close are y'all getting to the meeting site before Telarius gets there?
Do we want to be right up in there? I mean, you still have the clone there.
Mm-hmm.
So if shit hits the fan, clone can dissipate, step of the wind, and we can be
Yeah.
there.
Knew you were a fucking mumble player.
Hmm?
Continue.
I see what you did there.
So y'all gonna be in sight of it, within running distance of it?
Let's say within running distance.
Yeah, within step of wind of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Ha.
So y'all are concealing yourself in some woods.
Walk unnoticed, blinding the third
Oh.
eye on.
Sarah,
Hmm.
you get a legend back.
Was I fate bounded?
You fate bound the ring. Yeah, I saw acquiring fate bindings. Once per session, you may acquire a new fate binding at strength +1 to regain 1 point of legend. So,
Yay.
All right, Delirious. Your driver drops you off at the farmhouse.
Thanks,
He
buddy.
pulls up
Appreciate
right
it.
behind the little SUV. He's like, "Oh, you got family here?"
Yep. You have a good day. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you too.
No.
Looks like a
Jim,
nice
no.
place.
Give him a 20. Just walk off.
Making some meth or something.
Yeah, it's Orpheus. Yeah, it's what he assumes.
Delirious looks up. It's like, walks forward.
There are light. The windows are drawn, but there are lights on in the house at this point. At least on the bottom floor.
Carefully step up, go up to the porch, wrap the door.
You hear somebody walking inside, and the door opens.
I'll say real quick, with that legend back,
Mm-hmm.
other clone of Connor, will have grabbed Shauna and heavenly strided to a hiding place a little further back from where everyone else was at. Something a little more cloaked.
Something better able to hide a dragon.
Yeah.
It's a mastiff-sized dragon.
Carrying a small animal carrier with him.
Yeah.
A large animal carrier, but okay.
Sure.
Anyway.
I was gonna say metal tanker, and then I said something different.
All right, so the door opens.
Door opens. Regular person.
Just look like a dude. Who are you?
Who the fuck are you? You're not who I'm supposed to be meeting.
Oh, okay. Come on in. There is a vetting process before you can meet the boss.
Great. All right.
And he looks around outside, shuts the door.
The car's not even here, so yeah.
He leads you back to the kitchen. As y'all are walking back there, somebody comes down the stairs from the upper floor.
Hilarious's hackles are fucking raised.
It's another guy.
Kill Bill sirens.
It takes you into the kitchen. There's two chairs on one side of the table, one chair on the other.
Mhm.
They sit down. The guy that lets you in looks over his buddy, and he nods like everything's okay. So you don't know if he was watching from the top floor or a window in the top floor or what was going on. But
apparently everything's okay.
That's the
or the everything's okay nod is the secret thing to begin stabbing you, one or the other.
Yeah, we'll see.
Got something in my eye, but so you're interested in taking up the bit of business that our previous contractors failed on?
Yes, I would like to.
How is it that you ran across our other contractors?
It's funny. Sometimes you just run into something that just happens to be going on, and they're being really sloppy about it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not even trying to look for something and I can see it, I'm not. That's pretty fucked up.
Those contractors are pretty hard to see. At least for anybody normal.
And yet.
So what is your name?
Jeremy, not Hilarious, thinking of a fake name.
Use Jeremy.
No.
Aaron.
Jermaine. My name is Jermaine.
Mm-hmm. And what makes you think that this is the sort of business you want to get involved in?
And it dispatched your other guys. That's something, right?
Some people would take that personal.
Not if they're dead.
Some people would take you taking out their employees personal.
Are you? Are they?
The boss isn't happy with it, but the boss isn't a trusting sort.
Fair enough. So what's going to happen is either you guys are going to fight me and I'm going to see the boss anyway, or one of these things is going to happen.
One of them's cell phone goes off. He kind of pats his butt on the shoulder. Carry on, I gotta take this. And he steps out of the room.
So what's it going to be? You're going to wait for him?
You know who the target was.
Yeah, some dwarf.
He pulls out a little folder, slides you a document across. There's a picture of Robert. His father was a dwarf. He's of a more normal size.
Just saw the, from the back.
Mm-hmm. Or our former contractors talked. We have reason to believe at least one of them survived you. We're looking for them as we speak.
Is that right?
It is. It is.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just say one of them survived you?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure I heard that right.
Yeah. When Delirious talked to him on the phone originally, he made it sound like he had killed the previous assassins and was angling for the job.
Right.
But what was? Oh yeah. All right. So how much do you want for this job?
What were they getting paid? Gold?
Yeah. Actual old style gold coins.
Right.
Some easy to convert into their native currency.
You just convert that back to money. We'll call that.
Okay, that's fair. That sounds fair. That would come out to about $100,000.
That's good.
Yes, for my limited understanding of contract killing, that is actually fairly high. If it's not like a high priority target.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a scion, so.
Yeah. There's obviously some danger involved.
Yep.
Is there? Oh, he went like out of earshot, huh? The other guy.
No, he stepped out of the room.
Stepped out of the room. Okay.
Yeah, he stepped out of the kitchen.
Metagaming pigeon.
Metagaming pigeon. Cool. Cell phone. Can you hear that kind of technology? Cool.
Not actively trying it.
Okay.
I'll say my next question being, how much of all of the conversations happening in this house, cell phone calls included, is fake Connor hearing?
You're hearing the entire conversation with Delirious.
Okay.
That's good.
Call it Vigil Connor.
You're not hearing like whoever's talking on the phone, the guy's listening to.
Yeah, but am I hearing his responses?
Yes.
Okay. I figured I wouldn't hear like the phone call itself. I figured
You just gotta hear him. Yeah. Well, we kind of figured that. Oh, sure. The house, everything in a 50-foot radius.
Time to go.
Yeah, I'll go tell him. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Are we already going?
Ha-
Have you-
Wait until I take
It's been an
wait
honor.
until I say it.
I'll say,
Oh, God.
has Talaris told Connor how he sees texts with their brain, how
Sure.
they
I-
see
I
text?
don't know if they have specifically. You know they can interact with machines in some fashion.
Connor knows they can like mind text.
Yes,
Effectively.
that he would be aware of.
So he figures since they're responding that way,
They see it that way.
that they might be able to see it that way too. Okay. With that understanding,
My phone's on silent for what it's worth.
okay, with that understanding, real Connor gonna pull out his phone and it's like, so that phone call mentioned something about they kind of figured, and everything within 50 feet of the house and the house included. Just be warned.
Run. Dun, 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 dun.
I like to think it manifests as like almost like the codec from Metal Gear Solid, where only Snake can hear it.
So anyway, the guy steps back into the room. He's putting his cell phone up. The one talking to you glances back.
All right,
Good
what's the word?
news. Really? All right. So what is Hilarious doing with the information he's gotten from Connor?
He's still not trying to break, or they're still not trying to break character. They are gonna kind of, as they're surrounding him, like that triggers them to be like, hey.
No, he's walking up behind his buddy.
Okay,
Still on the other side of the table from you.
okay, that's different. Good news.
Yeah, man, you're in. It's all good. He sits back down next to his buddy and reaches up under the table.
All right. In, huh?
And you hear a click. From outside,
Are we already on our way?
well, I don't know, what are y'all doing after Connor sends that text?
Yeah, if Sasha sees the text, she'd be like, we should be in range.
Of what, an explosion?
They were moving in duffel bags earlier. Clearly those duffel bags are... Fuck, I don't know. Either way, we need to... They're gonna blow it up with them inside.
Are you sure about that?
You're resistant to fire.
I'm immune to it, actually, but I see your point.
Then let's go.
Okay.
So y'all have that little debate, y'all stand up, and then the house goes up.
Just full-on explosion?
It's not like a big fiery explosion. I mean, there's some of that. But the sides of the walls get blown out.
Oof.
You know, imagine whatever distance y'all are at, you see the house kind of go, poof, and the camera angle changes, and you kind of see that over and over again at different camera angles.
Oh, the implosion hit. It's an implosion, not an explosion.
No, it's all explosions. It's just if it was a TV show, they'd be showing it from multiple angles.
Oh, okay, I see.
Michael Baying it.
Yes.
Conveniently no body there until like the end for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
And that's actually what we're at, is with the initial explosion. We'll come back next week and see if Talaria survives the initial explosion.
Is Fate Connor in the tree in that range?
I think Connor probably got it.
He is close enough to the house that, the shockwave might very well damage him.
Okay, so nothing happens because fire.
Yeah, explosions
It'd
are a
be
lot more than
concussive.
fire, though.
Oh, the yeah, fair enough. The concussive blast.
But we'll handle all that last time. Or next time, rather.
Next time.
Might be the last time for somebody. Who knows? Like I said.
No. Sasha's gonna go argue with the dead and be like, look, motherfuckers. You hand them back over.
Right now.
So anyway, we're going to wrap there.
They get to die when I say they die.
Hope you guys had fun. I had fun running it.
it wouldn't be a game with me in it with Jason if they don't explode.
Oh,
They
I
don't
didn't
almost
explode your guys last time, did I?
We ended a session with Blackjack with a hand on it with the grenade about to chuck it back.
That
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
remember
fair.
that.
That's fair.
And they set Blackjack's house on fire.
That's fair. But not
What
the
did
one
we
before
do
that.
to Aramonto?
I mean, he started off rough, so that kind of bounced
Yeah.
out.
I think we might have. Our motto might have cliffhangered while he was on a date or something. I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
right.
So anyway,
There's a lot of undulating.
I hope anybody watching or comes by and watches later, hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back and join us next week. If you're in the mood for more games, Deca, what else have we got going on Dire Bear?
Tomorrow,
It's been to the channel.
I think he's just doing this on purpose now.
I think it's just
It's a thing now.
It's just a meme at this point.
Yeah.
You can watch us tomorrow, Wednesday, for Phallus Gala Nights with JT. Thursday is a Knight's Ransom with Maddie. Saturday is a Stolen Cities with Alex. And Sunday is Varenheim with Trail. And then we come back on Monday with the Troubleshooters. That is the flagship show for us. That is hosted by Cap Zach Heath. And then we come back to us on Tuesday with the World at War.
Keeping our streak alive in spite of potential power outages.
Yeah.
Actually,
that only
on a
makes sense to
science
us.
stream.
So anyway, we'll see y'all next time.
Mhm.
Everybody wave while I find my ending button.
If it's not, we just look really silly.